So today I'm scouring alpaca fleece. I'm washing it. So I've already kind of shaken out as much of the loose debris from this and picked through it to make it as debris free as I could without spending all day. And I'm going to now wash this sponge. Now the amount of fleece that you wash at one time, it depends on a variety of things. It depends on the size of your sink, because you want to be able to spread it out, not too deep, and be able to turn it over and get the water and the soap throughout. So you don't want so much that it's crowded and unable to turn. You also need to dry it afterwards. So it's going to depend on how much space you have and how you intend to dry your fleece. So this is the amount that I need for what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and dump it in the sink here. That's about that. And then I have the water already running. I'm saving myself some time. You can put the fleece in first and run the water over the top of it, or you can run the water and then add the fleece. If you're doing it for the first time, I'd recommend putting the fleece in first, because then you can get an idea of how much water you need. Now I've been doing this. This is my fourth batch today, so I've got a really good idea of how much fleece and how much water. So there's my water, there's my fleece. You can see it's quite full of debris. But the secret about washing fleece that you're going to spin yourself is that you're not trying to remove every little bit of debris. You're trying to sanitize it. So I'm going to spin this when I'm done. Most of the debris will come out in the spinning process. Oh, I need more soap. So it's not necessary for me to remove it all now. I mean, if I were going to just clean the fleece and sell it, then I'd want a much cleaner product. But this fleece is for my own personal use, so it only needs to be sanitized, meaning that, well, you know what sanitized means. Because I don't want to be working with germy, urine-y fleece.
Yummy.
So anyway, so you run the water deep enough so that you can completely cover your fleece. So as you see, I can poke this down under the water all the way across. And then you add the soap on top, because you don't want it to get all sudsy and lathery. You can turn it once you have your soap in to make sure that it's all getting soap. Don't agitate it too much because you don't want it to felt. I don't know if alpaca felts. Wool certainly does, and you need to be very careful not to agitate wool when you have it in hot water. So the water should be as hot as your hands can stand, because if it's not hot, it won't sanitize. Cold water doesn't kill germs. And the soap I'm using is Dawn dishwashing soap, which I found works quite well. Some people like to use Woolite because it's more gentle. But if you're only going to wash once through and you're not going to agitate, Dawn does the job. So I prefer Dawn. And that's that. Okay, so now that it's all in here, and I'm going to make sure it's all down in the water. Now I'm going to let it sit. So like I said, this water, as you see my hands are very red, the water is very hot. So now I'm going to let it sit and soak and get sanitized. And there's not a timer that we put on this. It goes by the temperature of the water. So when the water gets to be cool, then it's not doing anything anymore, and so just sitting in the water isn't helping. So I'm going to let it sit until the water is cool.